Welcome to the Mother-Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Angelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today. Happy New Year 2022 from Mother-Daughter-ish. We have a new series for you, and that's January 1st through January 31st. Our series title is New Year, New View. I know you're used to hearing New Year, New You, but we're going to go with New Year, New View. We hope you enjoy our topics, as we will give you 2 topics per day to give you to ponder on and look at it through a different lens to get a different view. Thank you for listening to Mother-Daughter-ish, and here's our show for today.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. It is illegal to make a false copyright claim, and such actions may lead to our party seeking compensation for losses. This video was created and published by the Mother-Daughter-ish show in their personal capacity. The opinions expressed in this video are the creator's own and should not be taken as a definitive fact. The validity of any evidence provided should be independently consulted and researched and resource verified for authenticity. And the Mother-Daughter-ish show takes no responsibility for the actions of those viewing this video. Thank you so kindly.
Happy January 13th, 2022, and we are back again. You excited about it being almost the middle of the month, Angie?
Yeah, we almost there.
It's crazy because I'm looking up already. And I was in the store the other day, and check this out. They still had Christmas stuff because they had it 90% off.
Oh, yeah.
Then they still had New Year's stuff because it was 90% off. Then they had a row with Valentine items. And would you believe on the next row they had Easter items? You know, Easter is not until like March, April, right?
I've never seen them do that in advance.
I'm telling you, because remember we were talking about going into the store. It was last year when we were saying they had what was it? They put the Thanksgiving stuff out before they even put the Halloween stuff out.
What store was this that you say you saw this at?
Where was I? Probably Dollar Tree. It probably was Dollar Tree because that's the only store I've gone to where I had went up. Oh yeah, I was looking for the Velcro. So yeah, I was in Dollar Tree. As soon as you walk in the door was all of the holiday stuff on sale. And then the guy was putting out the Easter stuff. And then I looked over and saw the Valentine stuff. And I was like, I feel like I'm in like a spaceship or something, because they used to put out everything pertaining to the next holiday, but not the next 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably walk in there in February and they'll have 4th of July stuff. All right.
In a rush to get the inventory out on the
I don't
shelves.
know why. I'm like, you have so many things that you could sell. You don't have to do it this way. Oh, and also to add to it, they also had the Mardi Gras stuff out.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah, I could see
that in Valentine's stuff.
I could see Valentine and Mardi Gras, but not Easter. So today we have 2 interesting topics. I'm going to be talking about how to take time for self-care and why that's important, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything. And then you're going to be talking about what?
Yoga.
You've got a friend that's really into it, and she's so cute when she's doing hers because she looks like she's really into it, and she teaches people too, huh?
Yeah, I'm actually texting her right now, but yeah, she does. Like she'll meet you at a park or something, somewhere with good scenery.
I've been seeing people going to that Discovery Park. But before we get started with that, today, the holiday that we're going to be celebrating is International Make Your Dreams Come True Day. Have you ever just had like a dream that was where you felt like, 1, it was attainable, 2, you knew how to put a 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 step plan to get to it actually? Has there ever been a dream that you had that you like took so serious that you really focus on it? Because as they say, what you focus on expands. Have you ever just had a dream like that you really focused on to allow it to expand?
Lately, I'm not sure because lately I've been having dreams that have to do with what I've been watching. Like for
Mm,
an example, I'm watching the client list and I have dreams that like that's like about this. So that's why I've been lately careful about what I've been watching. But
mhm.
I'll have to really think about that and come back to you on that because lately I don't remember. I don't know. That's actually a good question.
Yeah,
Have you?
because I have, oh my gosh, yeah. I'm one of those people that when I say I want to do something or I'm gonna do something and I'm gonna have something or I'm going to do, I literally will focus on it because what that has shown me is
Mm-hmm.
truly what you focus on expands. So if you focus on negative things, then negative things don't happen.
Oh yeah.
When I tell you, I promise you, I'm trying to tell you, I promise you, you focus on positive things, you focus on things that you're working on to get you to the next level of whatever it is you're trying to do. I'm telling you, if you focus on that wholeheartedly without letting the drama slip in, without letting other people's negativity slip in and all of that, you
Mm-hmm.
can really, 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 and that's to me beyond manifesting. That's to me you believing that what you see you will absolutely have, because there's nothing, if you think about it, there's literally nothing on earth that somebody didn't think about before they created it.
Well,
There's
that kind of brings back to the other
nothing.
episode we had. I can't remember which day it was, but we were talking about manifesting. I mean, not manifesting, but meditating in your dream.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone about wanting to do that more, and that's when I have noticed that I was meditating in my dream. Actually,
Yeah.
um,
But if you take
I was
that
doing it
one
more in my
thing,
dream than in real life, and so now I'm doing it
wow.
more in real
You
life.
remember doing it in your dream?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
with
Well,
that
I
person I
mean,
was telling you. Yeah.
yeah, whatever works, but I do know that when you focus on something and you put the things in place, like I've heard people say things like, I want to make six figures this year. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, oh, that's really awesome. Like, what have you put in place to make sure that that happens? And they're like, well, I said I want to make six figures. It doesn't work like that.
Mm-mm.
If you say you want to earn six figures this year, you literally have to list the things that's going to help you to earn that. And once you can do that, then you'll get there. But I like this international manifesting your dreams day because you can literally write it down and then start putting things into place to really make it happen. So it's kind of like making a money intention, like, I want to bring in $5,000 this month. Well, you have to
Mm-hmm.
really put a plan in place to make that happen, whether that's, make more phone calls or network more or run a flash sale on something that you offer. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but when I think about self-care, I think I shared this with you before, that I was on a road trip to Austin, headed up to Wizard Academy for one of the events. And okay, yes, of course, then I in my car had a tape cassette.
Mm-hmm.
It was in probably early 2000. Tape cassettes were still being put in cars. But I had put on this tape called Extreme Self-Care by Marianne Williamson. You may have heard that name before because when Donald Trump was running for president, she was the only female that was running for president other than,
Mm-hmm.
of course, Hillary Clinton. But she was the one that nobody really, really, really knew because she's more into, metaphysical and those type of things. So a lot of people didn't really know who she was unless you knew her. You really thought she was like an outcast or whatever. But I remember putting that cassette tape on and just listening to Extreme Care. And I'll tell you, out of everything I heard on that entire tape, what remained in my mind and in my conscious is this simple thing. If you don't take care of you, you won't be able to take care of anybody else.
Oh yeah.
So like you have to make yourself a priority before
Mm-hmm.
you think you can take on other people's problems or supporting other people or helping other people. That's one of the reasons why when y'all were kids, I didn't let things get to me about anything because it was just like, I have to take care of me first. Like, yeah, you have kids and they think they're first, but if your parent doesn't take care of themselves first, you're never going to be good.
That's true.
So I do believe in, and when I first saw the word extreme self-care, I was like, well, how extreme is she talking? But it made sense. So listening to it, and I still have those cassette tapes because I still have a cassette player because I have so much good stuff on there that I don't want to, lose all of that audio just because the times are changing. But
Mm-hmm.
extreme self-care is something that I've always really, really practiced because it makes me better at whatever it is that I'm trying to do, whether that's working, playing, whatever it is.
to take care of myself. And so what I look at as far as like taking care of yourself is the mental part of you, not allowing people to bring negativity to you and like literally rejecting it. Like just, I know my favorite word to say is I'm not participating. I'm just not going to participate in whatever it is I'm not participating. Also, not just mentally, but also physically. And when I say physically, I don't mean you got to go to the gym and do some big exercise or whatever. I'm talking about physically, whether that means that you go take a walk to cool off, to give your brain a break. Or I know for me, if I'm working on something, I'm really, really working on it, I have to look at the time and go, oh my gosh, I didn't eat today. I didn't drink any water and do this. Okay, I'm going to stop everything I'm doing and I'm just going to do those things right quick and spend an hour doing that. Or it's getting late in the day, I need to take a nap. That's another thing, with self-care is I get a daily nap. Even if I'm sitting and I have to just go back and close my eyes, I'm going to get my daily nap or my daily, I call it like a daily wind down. And
I was
try
just
to
telling
tell
my friend Emerald about that. I was like, no matter where she at, she gonna catch her a nap.
I'm gonna catch me, even if we riding in the car from one point to the next point. I'm like, oh, this how long it's gonna take to get there? 30 minutes. This is a great time for me to close my eyes and get 15 minutes of just talking to myself and listening to my spirit at that point. I know how much time I spent in the bank last week, right? While that lady was on the phone all that time, I was sitting in that chair in front of her like this. I got probably 15 to 30 minutes of a good nap while all the shenanigans was happening. And I'm just like, calming myself down. Other than naps, I would say spiritually, to choose whatever it is that you can focus on, whether it's your inner spirit, whether it's an outer thing that you do, whether it's for religious purposes or whatever, but us all knowing that there's a higher power. You can call that higher power whatever you want. You can call it the universe, you can call it God, I don't care, because that doesn't matter to me. What I'm saying is be able to understand the spirit that's within you that gives you the guidance of no, don't do that. Yes, do that. You should follow this, or that's not the right thing or whatever. And it takes a lot of people time to be able to understand what the Holy Spirit is saying to them. I know whenever I say something and I say, the Holy Spirit told me this, even you look at me like, okay, you be looking at me strange. But all I mean is that, that's just my inner voice that I listen to because I trust it. What do you trust your inner voice?
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you ever and this is the funniest thing, have you ever heard that your inner voice tell you not to do something, you do it, and it's kind of like, I told you not to do that?
Yeah, I also be asking people if their inner voice is like a different voice, if it's not theirs. Or I be asking them too, like, what do you call it? Your inner, I don't know, but I be asking them, like, I would just be asking people. But it's been about 2 years now that I've learned to listen to my gut with stuff, and it's been pretty good so far.
Yeah, and every now and then it's little things that, like, something will happen and my mind will be like, don't do that. And it'd be something simple. It could be something simple like, buy that particular water or whatever. And I get it back and I'm just like, that didn't hit on nothing. My mind told me not to do that, But, taking self-care of yourself just means that you love yourself. It doesn't mean that you're better than anybody else. It doesn't mean that your time is more valuable or you're better than anything. It just means that you really, really care about yourself. Another way that I practice self-care is that I don't lie to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to lie to myself and have to hold on to that lie. Because, sometimes you could tell yourself something and then after so many years, you start to believe it. Yeah. Have you ever had that happen where you said something, it was not the truth, and then later on you actually start to believe the lie?
I don't think so.
Well, hey, it happens. It absolutely happens. I'm sure you're just probably not thinking of it at this point, but there's been something you just probably didn't recognize it at the time. But but that's another way to practice self-care. And I also think that through all the times that we've been through in the last, I would go ahead and say 2 full years, is that we've had to retrain our brains to focus on what's happening now, like what I call our new world, all of this new technology. And when I say new technology, I don't mean new things, but I mean new ways to use it, new ways to figure out how to do things. That if you're not going to participate, then is one or two things will happen. You'll either participate at some level, doesn't have to be at the full level, or you'll be left behind, and you can deal with that however you're going to deal with that. But I was on an interview last night with Gerald, the guy that has the pop culture Cosmos, and he was just saying that it took him an extra 10 minutes to get on because his equipment wasn't acting right. And I said, yeah, we love it when it acts right. I said, but when it chooses not to, we remember that there was a simpler way to do things. You know, we may not have had Zoom back in 1999 or whatever, but there were still other ways that you could do video calls like Skype and all of that stuff. But prior to that, you didn't have access to it. And I had told him, I said, you know, we could have did a telecall or whatever. And it just took an extra 10 minutes for him to log on. I was just sitting here waiting because I was like, we've already communicated. So obviously he's trying to log in, just like when I'm trying to log in sometimes, not able to. But I think that if you put something in place to practice self-care, that you will then have something that works for you, because everything you try might not work. So that's my thoughts on self-care. Let's talk about this yoga.
Well, yeah, I've been doing yoga like on and off for the past maybe like since 2018. As far as like being introduced to it, but my friend Jada, she's been telling me like what different poses do, and I also have an app that kind of guides you through on yoga.
So
stuff.
you've been
like,
doing it, or you've been introduced to it?
Both. I just haven't been doing it as much as I would like. I mean, I have a yoga mat and I have the app. I might have recently deleted it for some space that I need, but there are apps out there that help you with yoga like that, you know, tell you how to do it and count down and help you do stuff like that. But it really does help those that need to stretch, and because a lot of people I know personally that don't stretch, they just get out of bed and jump up and go with their day. But not yoga. Jada was telling us whenever we have time or availability, she'd want to do a session because I think she goes to the Bear Creek Park mostly.
Oh yeah.
She likes there's a certain area she likes to go to that has good scenery, but she's been having a lot of clients doing that. But yoga, it helps with a lot of I think it's just as good and calming as meditating for me.
That's what they say.
Definitely helps stretch, because like people that have like that certain pain in their back, or especially listen to a good type of meditating music or whatever people call it to do yoga. But yeah, they have a lot of apps out there.